All right, guys, you missed my entire intro, my clearing, my drawing cards. I thought it was recording and it wasn't recording, and I'm a little bit heartbroken. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with this reading. And I'm sorry you missed the beginning. I'm not really sure. There's got to be a meaning for that somewhere. And I hope I don't cry because I was really feeling this meaning. So maybe that has something to do with the message here. You were hoping it would go one way and it's not. It's going another way. But I can tell that these cards need to come through, so we're going to keep moving even though the recording did not start or stopped, or I'm not really sure exactly what happened. So, all right. So we've already pulled our Oracle cards. Now I'm working on Tarot. We're working with, I guess I need to tell you at least what the topic's about since you missed that too. We're getting guidance today from the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone spiritual archetypes. The topic today is clear the fog, guidance for overwhelm and decision fatigue. I'm going to take a couple of grounding breaths first because this really sent me for a loop. Okay. All right, I am going to shuffle this deck off camera because the artwork on the back of the deck is not YouTube approved. Mother, can you please give us guidance today for my collective on when they're experiencing this brain fog, this decision overwhelm? What should my collective do? One more card, please, Mother. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time, which was I felt led to take the top card. And we have the Hanged One at the bottom of the deck for this deck. All right, and Crone. What guidance do you have today for my collective for when they are experiencing this overwhelm, this brain fog, this decision fatigue? What advice do you have today? We have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Love to see that. We have 41, self-love. All right, so I'm going to go back through and introduce the cards that did not get introduced to you because the intro was not picked up. So we have Clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way, which is a really great card for what we're talking about with this brain fog, with clarity. We have moon phases, cycles, and intuition. So we have that intuition again. Then we have duality. We have the dark bird, the light bird. Number 26, which breaks down to an 8, which is all about abundance. And then we have the Empress here, which is also about abundance, that nurturing, that birthing of ideas, creativity. We have Justice. This actually came out in a collective reading recently. Actually, it might have been a pick a card. I don't know. I'll try to find it and link it for you guys. It was the pick a card because I remember talking about the mushrooms. And we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Five of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. All right, guys, we got 3 Page of Pentacles here. So in the intro, I said if you felt led to my most recent new moon reading, you might want to check it out. The Page of Pentacles was there. Also, with the moon coming out here, I was like, oh, wow, moon. That, you know, we just did the moon reading. And they're in a line. Boom, boom, boom. So if you feel led to watch it, go ahead. If not, that's fine. And then we have the Five of Pentacles again. Look at this. All right, Page of Pentacles. We talked about that. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 different decks, guys. The Three of Pentacles. And then the Seven of Wands in reverse. I'm holding them at an angle because I don't want them to have a glare. That's actually how I figured out that the beginning didn't record, because I went to check to make sure that it wasn't glaring and there was nothing on the screen. Oh! All right, so then we have Electric Eel, Spirit with Bring Your Ideas to Life. And I talked about all of the motion here. You have 24, which breaks down to a 6. You have Ant Spirit, Time to Collaborate. Okay, this with this Three of Pentacles right beside each other. And then Spider Spirit, Make Your Dreams Real. This also came out in the new moon reading, which is another reason why I was like, wow, this is so new moon. We have Aging. I am one with unlimited love, beyond all seeming restrictions of age. I am filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for the divine Shakti. Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to say shiitake, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Earthworm, Clarity and Rumination. Look, and this looks like almost exactly like this. Wow. Okay, and we have clarity here as well, which is great. That's what we're trying to go for with this brain fog and decision fatigue. And then we have Self-Love, number 41, which breaks to a 5. So we have 5, 5, 5, 3 5s. Lots of change here. Lots of change. Self-love. Okay. What are our spirits trying to say today? Right off the back, I'm getting the message that you need to work with cycles of the moon. Use that to amplify your intuition for whatever you're going through. Use this to help manifest and bring your ideas to life. This even reminds me of the moon here. Bring your ideas to life. And you could potentially do this with other people. I can't remember the name of her channel, but I will link it up here. She does moon readings every week. She has a diary called, I can't remember what it's called, but she's like Moon Magic is all she does. And I love her. She has the sweetest, most gentle spirit. I will link her channel if you want to check her out for some guidance there. Yeah, and this duality here, like we have the Empress, right? But then we have the Five of Pentacles. These are feeling left out in the cold. There's a sense of lack. There's this sense of not being welcome and not belonging. We were working in my garden yesterday and there were so many worms. It was so beautiful. It had been raining for a couple of days, and so when that happens, the worms are always more likely to come up. But if we think about the worm, they add so much air into the soil, right? They aerate the soil. They also add nutrients to the soil. So in what way can you ruminate on the situation for clarity? I know a lot of times decision fatigue, it's like you have so much going on, you're tired of making decisions. So how can you get that out of your brain and get it onto paper so that you can get clarity, so you can ruminate on it, so that you can collaborate with the people in your life? Time to collaborate here, right, with the ant, with this Three of Pentacles. How can you weave together a plan with the people in your lives so that you can have success? So that you can make your dreams real. And the truest sense of self-love here is where you are no longer sacrificing yourself to make all the decisions for the family, for just your own life in general, where you love yourself enough to set up these systems, these cycles, these phases within your life that don't leave you out in the cold anymore, that are fair to you, that bring balance, that bring justice. These glowing mushrooms that bring illumination, this clarity that we're looking for to clear the fog. Right here with this reminds me of energy work here, right? So clear out the fog, transmute it by embracing the duality that you experience within. How can we ruminate on this fog, sit in the fog, be the fog, to get clarity? How can we do that so we don't succumb to this Seven of Wands in reverse, this overwhelm, you know, very similar to the Ten of Swords in the upright, where you're not going to give in due to exhaustion, but where you love yourself enough to honor the cycles that you go through as a neurodivergent individual. But not every solution that every other person uses is going to work for you, and you have to really dial it in to figure out how. Like right here, we're kneeling, then we're standing, then we're holding up here, right? How can we dig into ourselves, into our truths, to find that pentacle, to find that groundedness? Oh, excuse my stomach, guys. How can we dig into the earth to find that pentacle, to find that groundedness, to carry us through this cycle? In what way can we collaborate? Again, I'm coming back to the Empress is sitting here. We need to sit in this discomfort, in this overwhelm, and decide, how are we going to handle it, right? How are we going to delegate? How are we going to collaborate? I was just talking to my sister about this the other day, how house cleaning services are one of the best ways and most attainable ways for a woman to feel less overwhelmed, right? Because if you have a clean space, your mind automatically feels clean. I'm very messy, okay, guys? I'm very, very, very messy. I love when there is an organized space, and I do strive for that. And I notice the direct impact it has on my mental health. If I have a tidy space, if I have a clean space, that's one less thing that I have running as a background program in my mind. And so maybe you could evaluate if it's potential in your budget, if you can set a budget for it, to have somebody to come in and clean. Maybe if it's just once a month, once every other month. That could potentially help here, right? One less thing for you to do. This aging card is throwing me for a loop. I'm not really sure how it's tying in here. Can we get another card for 8? I'm going to use an animal. Can we clarify this aging, please, when it comes to how it relates to this message for my collective? I am one with unlimited love beyond all seeming restrictions of age. I am filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for the divine Shakti. No restrictions. All right. No restrictions. Filled with joy, energy, and beauty. Pig spirit, use your mind wisely, 47. Use your mind wisely. So I originally was picking up on self-limiting beliefs being part of this, and that was like this restrictions. Maybe you feel like you're too old, like your brain, because you're older, you can't have this clarity. I'm going to put this back because I don't have a spot to put it. But the Maiden, Mother, and Crone are encouraging you to look past that, break that limiting belief, right? Break it open, crack it open. Just because you're older doesn't mean you can't have clarity, that you can't be filled with joy and energy and beauty. You can't be a vessel for intuition to work through you, for you to be able to get this stuff done, or for you to even delegate it, right? We don't have to subscribe to restrictions, but if you do, how can you outsource that activity? Can you get an assistant? Can you rely on family? Do you have a friend? And is it they won't help you, or are you too prideful to ask for help? Right? We have to be able to be the one to reach out for help. With the Hanged One here, flipping our perspective so that we can have this Six of Swords where we're transitioning from this phase of overwhelm to where we want to go. Maybe you need to have a contract with someone. Maybe it's someone in your church, someone in your spiritual community. Maybe it is a family member again, or a spouse that you need to reach out to be able to collaborate and to be able to clear out this fog. The fastest way to clear it is to sit with it and assign it to something else. Get it out of the shadow, out of the fog, and onto paper. Write it down. You could put it on, in my household, we have a magnetic calendar that goes on our fridge, and if there's something that needs to be done, then we write it on there so we don't forget to do it. And a lot of times, just me speaking to my partner saying, hey, I need you to help me remember to make sure this gets done. Just that part alone gets it done. Sometimes he won't even ask me, like remind me to do it. He'll just do it. I didn't ask him to do it. I asked him to help me remember. You can also put reminders in your phone. I do that a lot. I have tasks that I'll get done where I'll be like, hey, I use my voice to whatever. I don't know what it is. It's like Siri, but for Google. I say, hey, Google, put a reminder in my phone. And it does. Is it trying to do it right now? I can't tell. It is. I hope it didn't mess up this recording. Let's see. No, it's still going. Okay. See, that's how great technology is, guys. Make sure you use it. Collaborate with your phone. But really, when it comes down to it, decision fatigue is all a point of you not communicating clearly with other people, with you not relaying your needs with someone else in your life that can help you. You really need to step into this self-love so that you can get clarity, right? And having a different perspective, right? If you invite other people, not only you having a different perspective, but others, whenever they look at it, they have a different perspective. So they can bring that to the table and help you assign how you're going to get things done. What is most important? Just get it out of your brain. Get it out of your head. Put it on the fridge. Put it on a piece of paper. Put it in a note in your phone. Text it to somebody. Email it. Put it in a spreadsheet. Whatever works for you. Make a point of doing this. Use your mind wisely. Using your Using your mind wisely means that you are not using up your precious working memory on things that should just be written down and then done. Don't subscribe to the restrictions and limitations of beliefs that, oh, I have ADHD. Oh, I'm neurodivergent. So I'm never going to have clarity. I'm never going to have anything. I'm always going to be exhausted from making decisions. No. That's a choice. That's a belief. You can change that. Duality. You can have ADHD and still have clarity. There's ways to do this. Our brains are reprogrammable, okay? Shift how you think, because then you start looking for the things that you're thinking. This represents new ambitions, desire, manifestation. You can do this. You can change your life. You can get out of this fog. You can make your dreams real. You just have to choose to no longer succumb to this, to stop feeling like you're alone in this, to stop feeling like you're the only one. Collaborate, join your community, tap into that. Acknowledge that what you're feeling now is a phase, is a cycle. You're not always going to feel this way. Trust your intuition, trust your own rhythm. How can you see this overwhelm as a chance to slow down, to take less on your plate, instead of seeing it as a shortcoming or a failing or, oh, I should be able to handle all this? How can you honor yourself with this self-love and say, okay, I'm going to clear the overwhelm by doing less. I'm going to honor my body. I'm going to love my body. I'm going to put myself first so that we can all be successful. Bring your ideas to life. Page of Pentacles here, right? Bring it to life. Manifest it. Use this moon energy that we have here, right? The moon isn't constant. So why should you be constant? Energy comes and goes. You have this potential here, okay? Tap into your emotions about this with the water. This also reminds me of water. How does it make you feel when you're overwhelmed? You disappointed? You feel like a failure? Do you feel less than with this lack here? And then ask yourself, is that true? Just because you feel that doesn't mean it's true. Is it true that you're a failure? Or has society just put way too many things on your plate? Have you accepted the conditioning of society that you should be able to do this? Ruminate on that for a while. And ground while you're doing it. Maybe go outside and put your feet in the grass and listen to the birds. Okay, so we had another video problem. So I think that's just Spirit telling me that this is done. This reading, we've done enough here. I'm trusting that whatever messages needed to come out, you guys were able to receive, that it came out. I want to thank you guys for being here, for being patient with me. Know you're loved. Know you have the strength to do this. Know that you are capable. You are wildly capable. ADHD doesn't define you. It's a part of you. It's not all of you, okay? Rewrite the story. Don't succumb to the language. You don't have to be overwhelmed. Sending love and light to anyone that's open to receive it. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. And always remember, come as you are and stay as you become. Bye, darlings.